Ho does get paralyzed. Okay, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Actually, this could be bad. YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team featuring Groudon and Ho that got top 32 at Japan Nationals. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And you want to check out the details of the team and the creator down below in the description, and you can grab the rental code on your screen. But let's get started and play some games. Kyurem White, Solgaleo, Whimsicott, Incineroar, Mimikyu, and the Amoonguss. Okay, this is probably a pretty bright one for Ho, I want to say. Ho has some pretty good things that it can accomplish right here. I don't know if this is Trick Room, if this is like Semi Room where they have a Trick Room mode, but they rely on Tailwind generally. This is what I'm kind of confused about, but we do have some pretty solid options right here. I actually do like the Dragapult in this matchup. I'd say Gastrodon I leave behind. It doesn't really do much other than kind of wall Solgaleo, but it's not like a huge wall here. My only concern is like which max are they going to bring? Both the restricted Pokemon really like Dynamax. This was a little bit confusing here. A Porygon might be really good here for foul play onto the Solgaleo. A Grimmsnarl screen seems really solid here. I got to watch out for the Solgaleo because if it has a rock move, that could be a really big issue. I think I want to go with... Oh, this is where it gets tricky because I don't know what lead. Kyurem's actually a little bit difficult because it's just hard to switch into. I want to say I go with like Dragapult plus the Grimmsnarl here. And in the back, I go Ho plus Groudon. Porygon looks so good here, but I don't know if they go the Trick Room route against my team. Let's just see how it goes. I think this is okay here. I want to see what they exactly want to lead here, and I want to base my position off what they lead. Because if they lead Kyurem, I'm okay with it because I just get screens up, and I can probably... Like, Ho is just like a good switch in, realistically. And depending on who they lead is what I'm going to decide to switch out into. Kyurem plus Whimsicott. This is like a pretty okay lead for me, as I do lead my Dragapult and my Grimmsnarl right here, and this is a pretty okay lead. I can just go for a light screen here pretty safely, and Dragapult can do whatever. The question is, do I want to go for like a Phantom Force here? Do I want to go for a Will-O-Wisp right here? I don't mind going for like a Phantom Force here into like Whimsicott to break a Sash immediately, or I could go for like a swap into Ho right here and just light screen up, which isn't a bad play either. But I guess I kind of want to stall at these max turns, so I think I'm going to Phantom Force to Whimsicott. I'm just going to go for a light screen right off the bat here. Yeah, I would really like that light screen right here because I don't want my... Oh, they protect here. I guess they're scared of like Thunder Wave plus Max Dragon, which is a fair play here. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm able to get a light screen off. I wonder if they're just going for a Moonblast for chipped in. I am okay with that. Phantom Force is going to come out into the Whimsicott slot. I don't think they can see who I'm targeting. They do go for the Moonblast. They do target Dragapult. Okay, that's a really nice target right here because this upcoming turn I can go for a Spirit Break double up, I think, or I could Spirit Break the Kyurem. Both aren't bad here. I just don't know what they're going to decide. If I target the Whimsicott, they do get a free switch in for a support Pokemon, but I get rid of their Tailwind option, which isn't bad here. It also gets rid of Fake Tears and Helping Hand, which I really like the idea of getting rid of the Whimsicott here, so I think I'm going to target it. They switch out to Kyurem, which is interesting. Solgaleo here? Solgaleo is coming out. Okay. Is this some kind of fling strat for the policy? That would be kind of actually a little bit rough here. A Phantom Force is going to come out into the Whimsicott here. And let's see. Is it going to be an actual fling? We get a crit, which is nice. I don't know if that's going to matter, but we'll see. A Moonblast is going to come out. Target down the Grimmsnarl. Perfect. Okay, that's cool. Able to take that attack really well here. Special attack drop doesn't matter. And Spirit Break will KO the Whimsicott. I don't know if that crit mattered from the Phantom Force because Phantom Force and the Spirit Break would have done a lot of damage. I don't know. That Whimsicott might have bulk. Unless this Dragapult has no attack, which I feel like it probably has attack investment, but maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe it's max speed, max HP. We're going to see the Incineroar come in. Okay. So this is pretty nice. I do have Will-O-Wisp on my Dragapult here, and being able to Will-O-Wisp the Solgaleo is just so huge in this matchup because once I get the Will-O-Wisp off, it's such a good position for me. So I am going to go for a Will-O-Wisp here into the Soul. And I don't think this Dragapult has HP, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I want to Will-O-Wisp and go Groudon, I think, here. Because, like, I don't want them to, like, Sunsteel Strike my... or Steel Spike my Grimmsnarl. Because Grimmsnarl can still get a Reflect Up later in the game, which is still pretty valuable here. If I miss Wisp, especially. So I think it's just better to just, like, preserve it. Go Groudon here. Because I want to Dynamax my Ho. That's my game plan right here. I could Dynamax my Groudon, too. I'm just not too sure. But we are going to finally see that Dynamax from my opponent, which I'd imagine is going to be the Dynamax Solgaleo, unless they're Dynamax Incineroar, which I really don't see here. It is going to be the Dynamax Solgaleo. So this could be like fake out Sun's Steel Spike here into the Grimmsnarl, trying to get rid of it because they might expect a Phantom Force here potentially, or I'm not sure what the Dragon Ball can do here. So let's see. It's going to be a fake out. Does target down what was the Grimmsnarl. They want to avoid a trick or like a Thunder Wave or anything, but I do get the Willis off and I do connect onto the Solgaleo. That's really good, unless you're a random Lumberry for some reason. But yeah, this is a really good spot. They do go for the Steel Spike and they do target down my Groudon. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that's a really, really nice Mon right here, because now what do I want to go for here? I could Dynamax now. I could just probably swap into Ho and play a little bit defensive. I just don't see a reason not to just play a little bit defensive here. I can also Phantom Force, which isn't really necessary here. I could go Ho for this slot. I could just Rock Slide here with my Groudon too. That's not bad either. I think I'm just going to go into Ho here. I'll keep Dragapult alive in case I need to self-surf later. And I'm going to go for a Rock Slide here into the Incineroar. Just get some chip, I think, into it. I don't know if they're going to play defensive or if they're going to just Flare Blitz here. Flare Blitz in the sun would do a lot of damage, actually. So maybe it was better to go Grimmsnarl here, if anything, for my Groudon slot. But I don't want to catch a Steel Spike. This is a Steel Spike coming out. It is going to target down what was my Dragapult slot. Okay, so Ho takes that extremely well. And then this Incineroar is at plus defense, which is actually kind of annoying because I'm more worried about the Incineroar at this rate than the Solgaleo. I'm also a little bit worried about... Did I miss? Okay, I didn't miss. I double missed. They Parting Shot out, though. Okay, that's really not that bad. Okay, they Parting Shot out my Groudon, which is a-okay for me because it's not really that big a factor here. Kyurem's going to come out. And we do have a light screen here, so we are going to be able to take the attacks from Kyurem just fine. The question is, are we going to get crit? Luckily, we can't get frozen in the sun, which is really nice here. My opponent kind of has to rely on blizzards here. That's the problem with Kyurem, I guess, if you don't Dynamax it here. I think I want to scout for the rock move, so I'm actually just going to hard swap here. The thing is, I kind of want to save Groudon, and I think I'm going to save Groudon too. Maybe I should just Protect here. Protect isn't a bad play. Protect is not a bad play, and just go out into the Rim, I guess. Worst case is, I guess, if they Steel Spike here, the Groudon slot, which I guess they could go for. But we're going to see the swap here from the Kyurem into the Incineroar, which makes a lot of sense here as well. Another Intimidate off into both Pokemon, which are threatening some pretty heavy damage, and you don't really want to rely on the Kyurem just yet. I haven't used my Dynamax, which is nice. Rockfall crit shouldn't do too much with the burn to Protect. So even if I burn my Policy here, it's really not a bad position. Like at all. I think next turn then I just go for an Airstream afterward, and they won't have the Steel Spike boost on Incineroar, so I should be able to knock it out with a +1 max move. We are going to see just a Steel Spike. Okay, they do target down my Grimmsnarl. That's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, but it's really not too bad here. It really isn't. Do I want to go for self-surf yet, or do I want to go out into Groudon and hard swap the Ho-Oh? Because I'm kind of leaning towards swapping out the Ho-Oh here, getting that Regenerator and getting some just chip damage in the Incin. Again, I think Dynamax Ho can just win the game at this point. My only concern is I guess this could get a little bit awkward. I mean, I could also go Dragapult and click Ally Switch, although I don't really see what that accomplishes realistically. So I think I'm just going to go Groudon and just click Rock Slide here into the Incin. I just want damage in that Incin so I can set up for my Ho-Oh when it gets the chance to actually go for attacks. My only concern is I can't activate the Policy without the Dragapult, so that could be a little bit strange. But yeah, now the Solgaleo is at +3 defense, but it's really not doing too much. If they want to Flare Blitz in the sun or go for a... I think we saw Darkest Lariat, or did we see Darkest Lariat actually? We haven't seen the Dark move yet, right? We've only seen Parting Shot. If it's Throat Chop or Darkest Lariat, Darkest Lariat would hurt them, so I don't think it is. But I don't know. Their team is kind of weak to opposing souls, so I could see this being Lariat here. I'm going to go into Dragapult here, and I'm going to click Rock Slide and just get some damage off. I could Dynamax my Groudon, but I think Dynamax on the Ho is just better. Unless it comes down to the moment where I do have to Dynamax the Groudon here. We'll see, though. We will bring out our Dragapult, and we're going to see what come out from my opponent because they're burned Solgaleo. They Sunsteel Strike here. Probably into my Groudon. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a double up. If this is a double up, it's perfect for me, though, because I just get the free swap. But they Sunsteel Strike my... Dragapult slot. Okay, they probably anticipate the switch then. Rock Slide. I do connect this one. Nice. I get some chip into Incin, which is important if it's a Fizz Def Incin. And we're gonna see a Darkest Lariat. Ooh, they read the Dragon Bolt. Okay, good play on their part. I'm okay with that though. Or they were just trying to get as much damage into the hull as possible, which I don't realistically mind here. We are going for another rock slide here, and I think we're just going to airstream with our hull. This is the perfect time to get like hull into a nice position with airstream. I don't think this is Trick Room Soul. I think it's probably Trick Room on the Mimi, if anything. I think I just played this a little bit slow right here, but I think it's like an okay. I think this is definitely an okay position. Rock slide did do a lot of damage, actually. Like it did do a lot of damage. I guess I could Precipice Blades here. You know what? I'll Precipice Blades here. The reason I'm going to Precipice Blades is because I should, like, even if the whole Solgaleo activates its policy at this point, like, it really shouldn't be doing that much damage to me. And I'm pretty sure the Soul is going to be faster than me, so I won't activate, it won't get a policy boost attack until afterward. But we'll see. Let's find out. We will Dynamax our Ho-Oh here. And again, a Rock Slide, while it's burned at +2, is not going to KO my Ho-Oh by any means. I guess that they have Trick Room, but the thing is they're taking a lot of damage from the Precipice Blades. I guess if I miss Precipice Blades, that could be a little bit annoying because then I don't get the damage. But I need to hit a move into the instant regardless because I need to chip into instant so I can knock it out. Is that +1 with Steel Spike? We are going to see Solgaleo Protect. Okay, that's actually the best case scenario right here. That actually just gives me a free opportunity to just target down this instant right here. We do get the Airstream off into the Incineroar, which is nice, and it does do a very significant amount of damage to where Precipice Blade should KO. Wasn't confident on the Airstream plus Rock Slide KOing, but it looks like it would have. All right. Precipice Blades, please connect. Should KO through Shucka Berry, and nice, we do land. Okay, perfect. All right, so Incineroar goes down. The Kyurem's the last Pokemon remaining on the field. I think I could just go for a lot of different things. Is Sun off? Okay, Sun is no longer available here. So I could go for a Flare. I could go for a Quake. I think I'll just Flare here to Kyurem, and I'll go for a Rock Slide upcoming. I might as well, because since they didn't have the Soul activated, that's okay here. I could also like Flare Precipice Blades here into the Soul. I don't know if that picks up the knockout though, even at +3. So I think with the Sun it would. Without the Sun, I feel like it'd be super close. Heat Crash could also be my play here, I guess, since I don't have to risk a miss. And actually, that might be the better play. I think I'm going to go for it. If they protect Kyurem, it's fine. Depends on what Soul does. If it Trick Rooms, that's still not even that bad for me, because I don't see how they're breaking through the Ho-Oh at this point, especially with the Assault Vest on the Groudon being a little bit of an issue, because I don't think they can knock out the Groudon either with Kyurem attack. But we'll see. I think my opponent does have some outs. This is Scarf Kyurem. I guess that could be really awkward, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, right? If it's Scarf Kyurem, that actually is going to put some pressure on. They protect Kyurem, which is fair. Okay. Next turn, I could Flare, and I could Flare to Soul. Oh, they went for a double Protect with Soul. Interesting. Okay. So they're just trying to stall out the max turns, but I mean, this actually works on my favor. I get a bit of extra damage into Kyurem. I confirm it's not like a Choice Scarf said. I'm able to get that Sun up, and I think I KO with the next one, which is pretty good here. So I don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for it here. Or I could just Flare to Soul and Shadow Claw to Soul, which I think I'm kind of leaning towards. Light Screen did wear off, yet I think we're fine. I mean, the thing is, I either risk the Kyurem getting a double protect here, or I risk them getting some crits, or like me being extremely unlucky here. But at the end of the day, that's like not much I can manage here. I think I'm going to go for the Flare and the Soul, and I'm just going to go for a Heat Crash should KO, I want to say. I think Heat Crash should be fine here. Into the Soul after a Flare here. And no more double or triple protects. Okay, so I do get the Flare off in the Soul, and it doesn't pick up the knockout. Yeah, just barely. It does activate the policy, but as I mentioned before, all I need to do, KO the Soul, and then hopefully I can still beat the Kyurem down, because I still have like 2 Pokemon. Unless Blizzard actually KOs. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm underestimating Kyurem, but we'll see. It's a Solvest Groudon after all. Let's find out. It is going to go for a Freeze Dry, actually. That shouldn't KO, I think. It's single target and it's a weaker move. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it does. Oh, that has to be Life Orb then. Maybe it's Life Orb Modest. Okay. Okay, Freeze Dry actually did a bit more than I expected. Then again, it is a base 170 special attack. They can't KO Ho-Oh though. Ho-Oh is actually super bulky. There's no way they KO Ho-Oh unless they crit. Oh, I max attack on the ground. That makes sense. I thought I had some in Spadef. Okay. I think I Earthquake into Brave Bird. I think that's always the safe play because I'm pretty sure Earthquake into Brave Bird should get the Kyurem, especially if it gets a Life Orb hit off. They're going to protect Estella Turn to Sun, I guess, which is fair. I'm Earthquaking into Brave Bird because it should guarantee, because I don't have to risk hitting Sacred Fire, I think. I'm pretty sure a single target Earthquake into a Brave Bird should finish off the Kyurem, and Brave Bird recoil might put me into crit range, which is what I am really scared of. I don't think crit knocks me out, but I mean, it's a Kyurem. It does do a lot of damage, so play as little risk as possible. If I have to hit the Sacred Fire, I will go for the Sacred Fire, but I'm pretty sure a single target Earthquake after another Life Orb hit into a Brave Bird should finish off the Kyurem. So Earthquake going to come out into the Kyurem. Does a really good amount. Yeah, Brave Bird should easily KO. Draco Meteor going to be fired off, and okay, moment of truth. Ho-Oh, can you survive a Life Orb Draco Meteor crit? That did what, 136? I would have gone down to a crit. Okay, maybe I was just a crit regardless. All right, so thankfully they didn't crit me. Okay, Braver gonna finish off the Kyurem. All right, a little bit underestimated the Kyurem, maybe just a tiny bit. I definitely could have probably given that Pokemon more respect, but if they did get the Double Protect and they got a Trick Room up with Soul, I don't think it's Trick Room Soul though at that point. I wonder what its last move is, because we only saw Sunsteel Strike. We did not really see Earthquake or anything else. I want to assume it has Earthquake. We saw it had Protect. I was really worried about the Rock move because I thought it'd have the Rock move for Charizard, because their Charizard matchup doesn't look great, but I don't know. They never revealed it. So just being able to, I think, get Ho into a really comfortable position, getting that Wisp off into that Solgaleo was really nice. The turn one was amazing, actually, because they were so scared of like a Life or Dragapult plus like Thunder Ray combination into the Kyurem, and luckily it really worked out for me where I was able to get rid of the Whimsicott turn one. I was able to get the burn in the following turn, and it just really paid off. Regieleki, Incineroar, Yveltal, Zacian, Grimmsnarl, Gastrodon. Pretty standard 6. All right, or a combination with Yveltal plus Zacian. There's like some slight variance out there. What do I want to bring here? Ho is actually really nice in this matchup, assuming it's not foul play. If it's foul play from the Yveltal, could get a little bit scary. Dragapult's actually really good here, assuming it's not max speed on the Zacian, or just like Eevee to outspeed Dragapult, because I could Wisp here and it's really solid against my opponent's team. There's a lot of combinations I could see myself bring. I really do like the Dragapult here. I don't know if I like Gastrodon, because Gastrodon actually does do some work, but Groudon kind of does the same things as Gastrodon, I suppose. So I think I bring maybe the lead again of like Dragapult plus Grimmsnarl. Seems actually really solid here. I do think I like that quite a bit here. I'm gonna go Grimmsnarl plus Dragapult, get screens, Wisp combinations. Then in the back, I think it's Groudon and Ho-Oh. Now we'll see what it comes down to. I'd imagine that the Zacian is not max speed on this team. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll find out, because that's going to be a really important factor, because if they are faster, then they can actually get a Behemoth Blade off before I can Wisp, and that would actually be pretty tough for me. We'll find out, and well, let's see what they lead, because they don't have the best answer to Ho other than Eleki. Incineroar Gastrodon is the lead. Okay, pretty passive, but it works out here for me. Okay, so I lead Dragapult plus my Grimmsnarl right here, and okay, I really don't mind this. Would this be a punting shot or a fake out turn one? Because like I don't see the point of faking out. This could be yawn into the Dragapult though. I would like to get a Spirit Break and get some damage off into the instant, I think, and then afterward I could also like go in a Ho-Oh here. They wouldn't probably expect a Ho-Oh swap here, because I'm thinking I could get the Surf off and then I can nuke things. That actually might not be a bad play here. Or I could go Groudon. I guess I could double swap. Like, there isn't really a punish to double swapping either. So you know what? I'm going to double swap here. I'm going to double swap, because if they stay into like click fake out and a yawn or an ice beam, I have like pretty good pressure with either the Ho-Oh or the Groudon, and can just draw off a really strong attack while they try to reposition. They actually hard swapped the Incineroar into the Grimmsnarl. Oh, they didn't bring one of the restricted Pokemon. That's really interesting here. Okay. I guess they didn't bring the Zacian then. I think they had to bring the Yveltal, because I don't see them not bringing... Like, I'm really shocked that they didn't bring both, but all right. Grimmsnarl going to come out. Groudon next to the Ho-Oh is going to come out here. We'll find out. There should be Yawn or Ice Beam coming out from the Gastrodon. It is Yawn into the hole slot, which is perfect. Okay. A really ideal situation here. I'm able to go for a Precipice Blaze this upcoming turn, and it's going to do a lot of damage and get some chip. If they go into Incineroar, they proc a Shucket Berry, and that's still pretty good for me. I'm just going to go hard into my Grimmsnarl here for the hole and just get maybe my own screens up if I can. Seems like a really strong position. Like, my Grimmsnarl is actually a pretty big threat to them. So, and if they attack, then that means they're taking a Blades with no Reflect off. Unless they go Incin for the Gastrodon and Spirit Break, which would do a lot of damage here, but they just get the Reflect up, which is not too surprising. Okay, perfect. All right. So I bring out the Grimmsnarl. We get a Blades off. This is a pretty good hit into both sides. That's just some really good damage that they can't recover. They go for a Yawn and they target the Groudon. Okay, that's cool. That is a-okay by me. I'm going to go into my Ho-Oh here. They can't really punish a Ho-Oh swap. That's like the weird thing for their part. They just can't punish the Ho-Oh here. And I think I'm going to Spirit Break their Grimmsnarl. Or I can Reflect here myself. Either is fine. I think I'm definitely going Ho-Oh. And I guess Reflect isn't too bad. Reflect is pretty safe. Because Spirit Break and Earth Power could, I guess, KO my Grimmsnarl, and I would like to have the Reflect up guarantee. You know what? I'll have to Reflect up. I think just get the Reflect up is fine. Because if it's... I don't know what the Grimmsnarl speed tiers are. If their Grimmsnarl is faster than mine, I'd rather just get the Reflect off than just getting the Spirit Break off. Especially since Sacred Fire could maybe KO their Grimmsnarl. But they go for a Thunder Wave read into my Ho-Oh. Okay, they can't Yawn my Ho-Oh, which is actually really solid for me here, so I'll definitely take that. And they're going to go... And I do get a Reflect off. Okay. So are they Yawning my Grimmsnarl here? No, they Ice Beam my... I'm probably trying to cover the Dragapult or the Ho-Oh swap. I mean, it didn't really do much to me, so that's pretty good. I think I just go for a Spirit Break combination. I think I just go for a Sacred Fire here. I target down the Gastrodon slot. Because if I get the burn on Gastrodon, negating the Leftovers recovery is really nice. And then I think I just Spirit Break the Grimmsnarl here. And I think that's completely okay here. And they might be retreating into the Groudon, into the Incin right here, yeah, which is fine because I just get back in Groudon afterward and put on a lot of offensive pressure. The thing is, what do I want to swap out into? I want to swap the Ho-Oh slot, or do I want to swap the Grimmsnarl slot? They protect Gastrodon, that's cool. Okay, if I get paired here, it's actually really nice to save power points on my Sacred Fire. Spirit Break going to come out into the Incineroar. Nice damage because of a critical hit. That's actually really beautiful. It's harder for them to switch into Precipice Blade, so I would definitely take that. And Sacred Fire does come out into the Gastrodon. I actually would have liked to get paired there if any turn, because it would have actually benefited me, but okay. This upcoming turn, I'm going into Groudon for my Ho-Oh slot because I think they're going to ignore the Ho-Oh slot, and then I think I'm just going to Spirit Break their Gastrodon here. Yeah, I'm gonna Spirit Break the Gastrodon here. This is probably like Yawn into the Grimmsnarl slot and maybe Parting Shot into that Grimmsnarl slot as well. I don't really mind that. I could try to punish it with like a Sacred Fire into Incin, but I don't think that's really that good of a trade here, but maybe it was. We'll go into Groudon here and see. We're gonna find out. They can't really punish the Grimmsnarl too much. They go for a Throat Chop into what was the Ho-Oh. Okay, doesn't really do much damage with the Reflect. A Spirit Break into the Gastrodon to get that special attack drop. And yeah, we've been intimidated quite a few times, and they had to Reflect up, so no surprise. They do go for a Yawn, and they do target Grimmsnarl. Okay. Right here, it's looking pretty tough for them to actually position against my Grimmsnarl, though, so yeah, seems like a really good spot for me. I can go for... I mean, this could still get a little bit annoying because they're probably just... I would say they're bringing out their Yveltal right here. Maybe it's better to go for the Rock Slide here, then. Rock Slide might be the play in going into Ho-Oh. I think it is probably the play here. I definitely want a Rock Slide here. I got Gastrodon might be protecting, or it's... Because, like, it can't do anything to my Grimmsnarl. So I'm going to go Ho-Oh here. And just Rock Slide. I'd expect Incineroar to swap out. Maybe their own Grimmsnarl, but they do it just going to their own Grimmsnarl. Okay, so I could have went for Precipice Blades. That's okay, though. It's not like that bad. And if the Gastrodon attacks, it's not even that bad for me because the Solvest Groudon should take a Gastrodon attack pretty well here. So we bring out the Ho-Oh once again here. And they double retreat here. Is this into... Yep, Yveltal is revealed here. Okay, no surprise here. I don't think it's policy on this Yveltal. It could be. We'll find out. We do go for the Rock Slide. We missed the Grimmsnarl. A little bit unfortunate because it probably put it into Blade's range, but we do get a decent hit off into the Yveltal, which is pretty nice here. It's not policy, not too surprising. but the Yveltal is now a little bit of a massive threat right here. I think I definitely want to swap out here. I'm gonna go out into my Grimmsnarl here. Oh, this is kind of risky, but I think I do go for that, and I think I'm gonna just go for a Sacred Fire onto the Yveltal. As long as it's not fake tier special move or some kind of double foul play shenanigans in the hole, I should be fine. But I do have Reflect Up at least. If that's going to be the case, we're going to bring out our Grimmsnarl. Let's see if they swap out. They're going to swap out the Grimmsnarl Incineroar for Intimidate. Yep, makes sense. Not too surprising. I wasn't sure what the Grimmsnarl was going for here, but if I do get the burn into the Yveltal, it's pretty nice. I also don't have to conserve Sacred Fire power points nearly as much anymore. They are going to finally Dynamax here, which is actually really good for me because I don't need Dragapult anymore in this matchup. Actually, I can sack Dragapult at any time. Okay, pretty good spot. We're going to see their Yveltal Dynamax. This could be Airstream. This could be Darkness. If it's Darkness, it's fine, although it is going to hurt quite a bit. Let's find out what the Yveltal set this is, because that's going to be pretty big. We're going to see Darkness into which slot? Going to be the Ho slot. Okay, I can heal off with Regenerator, so that's pretty nice here. Okay. All right. So they went for Darkness into that. I'm going to go for a Sacred Fire. It's not Life Orb on the Yveltal. No burn on the Yveltal either. Unfortunate. Okay. Do I Dynamax the Grimmsnarl here? I can see myself Dynamaxing the Grimmsnarl. But I minus one of his special attacks, so I guess that's not worth it at all. This could be Fake Out here and a Darkness, or Fake Out plus Airstream. This is kind of a rough spot, actually. I think I just got a double swap here. I think I'm going to go out into my Dragapult. I'm just going to hard swap into Groudon here. I do have a Solvest on the Groudon for the worst case if they do target down that slot, but I could see them going for the Fake Out Airstream into the Grimmsnarl, because like the Grimmsnarl is actually just kind of really annoying for them to deal with. So I'm going to bring out the Dragapult here. And then afterward, I guess just go for Blades, or I could Dynamax the Groudon. Either one works for me here. We'll bring out the Groudon. This should always be Fake Out, I think. I don't think they, well, doesn't have to be, I suppose, but I don't think they want Light Screen up. If I set up Light Screen, it's going to be difficult for them. Yeah, they Fake Out my Dragapult slot, and they went for the Airstream. Yep, this should always be into the Dragapult as well. Yep, perfect. Okay. So that was basically what was anticipated here. Really nice, really nice. Okay. And Dragapult really is not necessary for the rest of the game. So I think I'm just going to go for a Wisp here into the Dragapult slot, because I really don't need it anymore. And I'm just going to go for a Precipice Blades here into my opponent, because they have no swap to the Precipice Blades. I guess they could Airstream. Airstream Flare Blitz would do a lot. But it shouldn't pick up a knockout in the Groudon with Reflect Up at least. I could go into Grimmsnarl, but I'll take a lot of damage with Grimmsnarl, and Grimmsnarl could be a win con here, actually. So I'd rather just go for the Precipice Blades here. They go for the Airstream again. They're going to target down my Dragapult, so they're going to clear my Dragapult. Okay, I can't use it as a sack anymore, but that's okay. Is this Parting Shot or Flare Blitz? If it's Parting Shot, I still get a pretty good hit off into something here, so I do not mind that. Their Dynamax is over. I'm still in a really good position, I think. Even though I'm down a Pokemon, I think this is still a really strong spot. I guess I do have to consider timer, but I feel like this has only been like less than 10 minutes on the clock, so I think I still have like a really good opportunities to get in like Ho-Oh, for instance, and deal some really good damage. I just got to figure out how to position Ho-Oh into a really good offensive spot, and I think Grimmsnarl is going to be a pretty big Pokemon here to set up a light screen with. They are going to go out into their Grimmsnarl, which is fine. Hit the Blades, please, into Grimmsnarl, because I already missed a Rock Slide, and I don't know. Let's see. Blades, nice. Okay, so the Grimmsnarl can't switch in after another one, which is pretty nice. Reflect also wears off, which is really good here, actually. I'm going to go out into my Ho-Oh here. I think it's always Ho-Oh here. Yeah, I think it's always Ho-Oh here. I could go out into my Grimmsnarl here, but I just don't think it's worth it. They're probably going to go for a Blooming Wing and Reflect here. So I think I just go for a Sacred Fire here into the Yveltal, because if I get the burn, it's really nice, and also like it's a really strong hit off here. So I'm going to go for a Sacred Fire here, and I'm going to go for a, I want to say I go for a Rock Slide here. Just keep putting on pressure against the Yveltal, because the Blooming Wing's not going to do that much damage because of the fact that they are not Life Orb. So a Blooming Wing's not healing them nearly as much, so they're probably going to retreat in Incineroar, which I'd imagine, or maybe Gastron. Gastron's fine here too. It's still some pretty good damage. Probably set up to Reflect here then. Yep, okay. That's okay too. They're playing really passive, and it just works out huge for me, because it's like really hard for them to switch in instant anymore. They get a Rock Slide off, get some chip into the Grimmsnarl. Now it's guaranteed in range of Precipice Blades, even -1 to Reflect, and the Sacred Fire into Gastron. Can we get the burn? A lot of damage in the Gastrodon. We do get the burn. Okay, so the Gastrodon can't heal anymore, which is actually really important. They do get to yawn spam, but at this point, I just click Precipice Blades at this point, and maybe a Brave Bird. A Brave Bird combination could knock out here, but I'd rather just probably get in my Grimmsnarl and get the screens back up, because they don't really have ways to pressure my other slot. So I think Grimmsnarl is a pretty safe position to get screens up, and Precipice Blades going to really just threaten any kind of possible switching that they have here. So let's find out what they want to go for. A Sucker Punch. Oh, I thought they would try to Thunder Wave here. Okay, perfect. So I get a free Blades off. No light screen for them, which doesn't even matter, I guess. I press with Blades into both. Nice. I guess the annoying part is Gastrodon can yawn, but at least it can't recover with health. I'll be able to see the yawn into my Groudon. Okay. The thing is, they really don't have good answers to the Grimmsnarl anymore. They really don't. So next turn, if they go Incineroar here, I hard swap into Ho and Reflect. That should always be super safe, because if they go for a Yawn, it doesn't really change anything. I just keep swapping, and they still can't get rid of the Grimmsnarl at the end of the day. There's also a chance I could just like sack my Groudon at one point and just go for Precipice Blades. And I think I would do that probably in an upcoming turn. I wouldn't do it this turn because Precipice Blades is not going to KO these Pokemon through the Intimidate plus the Reflect up. So we're going to Reflect up right here. Not Light Screen, Reflect here. This is also really safe, and bring in the Ho-Oh. Really nice that we have Regenerate too for the Ho-Oh. It's a really nice ability right here. So let's see what they can really go for, because I just don't know if they have anything super like punishing right here that's worth it. I guess I'm going to Protect. Okay, maybe they thought I was going to fire out that Blaze this turn, but this is really nice. Oh yeah, they can't yawn my Ho-Oh because I got a Thunder Wave. So that's the Thunder Wave is actually really helping me here. We're going to see Parting Shot. Yeah, Parting Shot in the Ho-Oh. That's, oh, Grimmsnarl. Okay. That works out beautifully for me. I get the Reflect off, and now I can get a lot of things. I could get the attack off. Maybe, do I Dynamax now? I don't have to. I just don't have to. I don't see a point of Dynamax until I absolutely have to. Yveltal going to come in. It's really not doing anything. So, Sunlight fades. I can get frozen by Ice Beam, I suppose. But, I mean, do I really see that much of a threat here? I'm pretty sure Brave Bird always just KOs the Gastrodon. I always just Spear Break the Yveltal, and what can they do? Instant Protect isn't even like super safe right here, because the Brave Bird's going to do a lot to the instant, probably pick up the knockout. So yeah, I'm just going to Brave Bird and Spear Break here. Reflect is up. I guess I could Dark Pulse flinch me down, but even then, like, I get one Spear Break and they're still not doing that much damage to me because they're not Life Orb. Instant's going to come out, so Brave Bird should be a 2-shot, I think, through the Intimidate and Reflect here. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out. Gonna be Oblivion Wing into which slot? Gonna be in a Grimmsnarl. Okay, but with that, did I ever get a light screen off? Oh yeah, that's just no damage. Okay, so I'm okay with that because Spirit Break is just gonna neuter this Yveltal. We already confirmed it wasn't policy from earlier. So yeah, we're not doing much damage to it, but as soon as we actually get into a position where we can actually start doing damage, then I'll start actually committing to it. We do get the Brave Bird off into the instant slot. And yeah, looks like another Brave Bird plus Spirit Break will just KO the instant, and I just don't see a reason why I wouldn't go for it. So I'm just gonna go for that here. Or I could bring in Groudon. Groudon's also not a bad play here. I could also Light Screen, but I mean, they can't knock me out regardless here. I guess Light Screen isn't that bad. You know what? I will Light Screen here. I'm gonna Light Screen, and I'm just gonna Brave Bird here, because I can afford to take the Brave Bird recall. It's just, again, a really slow game, but it just works out perfectly right here. We're gonna get the Light Screen off, and Foul Play is going to come out finally into the Ho-Oh. But we were intimidated, so that actually still does a lot of damage. And they Flare Blitz my Grimmsnarl. Okay, so if... Oh, okay, they tarred my Ho-Oh, not my Grimmsnarl. Perfect. Nice. Okay, we break through, which is really, really good that we actually broke through. If we didn't break through, that might have been a little bit annoying. But yeah, Incineroar finally goes down. No more Intimidate I have to worry about. And now we have a lot of ways we can win this game. I'm just trying to figure out what is the best way possible to win this game. I think the Groudon Dynamax is the way to go. I could definitely see myself. I mean, there's like a lot of ways. I definitely want to go for... All right, I can even Dynamax the Grimmsnarl at this point. Dynamax and Grimmsnarl is actually not that bad here. I'm going to just protect Ho-Oh and bring in the Groudon so I can reset my stats, I think. Yeah, because I can because when I have both foul play targets available, I think it's better. I don't think they're yawning the Grimmsnarl slot. They could, I guess, but I think they kind of want to try to get rid of Ho if possible with a double up here. And if they get rid of Ho, it's fine. I think I just double into the Gastrodon on the following turn. Ho does get paralyzed. Okay, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Actually, this could be bad. Okay, I do survive. They do go for the yawn into the Groudon. Okay. That's a little bit frustrating, but I mean, we're stalling out the reflect turns. We are stalling out the reflect turns. I just don't see how they're breaking through the Groudon. 2 turns of reflect left, so all I have to do is probably just swap out into Grimmsnarl here and probably just protect. That's kind of annoying because then I could just swap. Well, I guess like I couldn't really safely swap anyway, but then I could have done this swap and been in a probably just like Brave Bird or Sacred Fire. Double para here is actually kind of annoying. All right. Oblivion Wing, they're going to heal off my Ho-Oh, which makes a lot of sense here. Yep. This is another yawn. Oh, 3 minutes into battle. Oh, wait, has it really been that much? Oh, wait, it's 15-minute timer, not 20, isn't it? Okay, they went for an Ice Beam though. Okay. Okay. We're fine. We should be fine. Oh, this actually, maybe it's not. No, I should be. Maybe I've been kind of throwing this game away, but I think we should have this game now. I think I Dynamax my Groudon. I go for a Rockfall here. I think I Spirit Break, double up the Yveltal, because I think it's probably a Salvas Yveltal at this point. Like, I haven't really seen, like, I think if they want to win on timer, they can't afford to lose a Pokemon here, so they might just like protect Gastrodon and do something with the Yveltal. If they protect Yveltal, that means that's one less turn. They're not going for foul play anyway. So if I KO the Yveltal, it's a good spot. If I don't, it's not even that bad here. But I guess this could come down to HP wars right here. But the Dynamax is going to really help out with the HP for the calculations on a 2v2 if we do go down to that. And okay, no protects. Oblivion Wing, please don't crit. Please don't crit. Nice. Okay, no crit. Okay, that should seal it here. Because then I KO Yveltal with Rockfall plus Spirit Break, and then next turn I just Quake down the Gastrodon, and that should win us here. Rockfall going to come out. Oh, that was a long one. That was a long one for Ho-Oh. But at the end of the day, we are able to seal up the game, and yeah, like I think we were just able to stall out. One of the things that's really nice about this team with the screens, with defensive plays, our Salvas Groudon plus the Ho-Oh with Regenerator, it's really hard for them to actually dish out damage. They didn't really bring anything that could really threaten damage. They played really passive, and it just really ended up working out for me. They go for a yawn here, but they're going to lose the timer, and they would just lose normally because I can Quake here and Spirit Break. It's a bit of a slow game, but it just ends up working out huge in our favor. And yeah, like I feel like the matchup was definitely actually better for us, because even though Yveltal had foul play, which was actually a bit concerning, it just, I felt like they weren't really able to bring it into like a very comfortable spot. And yeah, if they got burned earlier on, I think the Yveltal was like way easier to handle. Gastrodon yawn pressure was a little bit tricky, but overall, Groudon plus Ho-Oh just really nice here with really good defensive synergy, other than if you're fighting down like a Kyogre or some kind of manual rain team right there. Otherwise, they really work well together. But nice overall. I think getting some really good early damage off. The thing, they didn't bring Zacian, which means they didn't really have any good offensive pressure because the Yveltal wasn't a Life Orb set. It didn't look like it was a Black Glasses set either, I'm pretty sure. So it just seemed really difficult for them to deal damage. So I was really able to take advantage of it, really used the Ho-Oh's Regenerator to heal off the hit points. And yeah, like we were just able to get more damage onto them. And that is the show. I didn't realize how defensive this team was, but yeah, there was a lot of switching involved. And of course, that makes sense with the Regenerator Ho-Oh and the great switching synergy between Groudon and Ho-Oh, except for water type attacks with Gastrodon, which nicely carries it. But yeah, overall, very fun. And you were able to really just like have a lot of safe plays, I feel like, with the screens with Grimmsnarl alongside the Ho-Oh. The Willis Dragapult was actually pretty nice. But yeah, it was a very solid team. If you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. Really does help me out. If you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, down below in the description. And if you do want to try out the team, the rental code is on the screen. Let me know how you thought about the team. Check out the rest of my Series 12 content, where there's a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people. And until you battle again, I'll catch y'all later.